The veterans' cantina on Station Osiris hummed with the low murmur of a dozen different species trying to forget wars that had carved pieces from their souls and their bodies. Jason sat alone at a corner table, his prosthetic arm resting on the worn metal surface, fingers drumming an absent rhythm only he could hear. The cybernetic limb was military grade, all function and no aesthetics, exactly how he preferred it. He was 3 drinks into his evening when the shadow fell across his table. "Can I share this table with you?" Jason looked up. The girl standing before him was Exatheri, one of the insectoid species from the Outer Rim. She couldn't have been more than 20 standard years, her chitinous plating still showing the blue-green iridescence of youth. But that's where youth ended. Her right leg, or what should have been her right leg, was missing from the joint down, replaced by a basic prosthetic that looked like station-issue charity work. "Place is half empty," Jason said, his voice rougher than he intended. "Plenty of tables. But you're sitting at this one," she replied. Her compound eyes, unsettling to most humans, met his without flinching. "You're the one they call Jason, yes? The one from Kepler, 442. Jason's jaw tightened. "That was a long time ago. 6 years, she said. "I know because I was there too. Different side of the battlefield, but there nonetheless." She gestured to her missing leg. "May I sit?" Something in Jason's chest twisted. He nodded. "Emma." She offered her name as she settled into the chair, ordered a drink in broken standard, then turned back to him. "You don't remember me. Why would you? You were saving your squad. I was just another hostile contact." "I don't like where this is going," Jason said. "Relax, human. I'm not here for revenge." Emma's mandibles clicked in what might have been a laugh. "I'm here because you're the only person in this entire station who might understand." Jason took a long drink. Understand what? What it's like to lose something in a war that shouldn't have happened. What it's like to realize, too late, that the people shooting at you were just as terrified and confused as you were. She paused. What it's like to be told you're a hero when you feel like a fool. The cantina seemed to fade around them. Jason had spent 6 years avoiding conversations like this, deflecting pity, ignoring the knowing looks from other veterans. But Emma wasn't offering pity. She was offering recognition. "How'd it happen?" he asked, nodding to her leg. "Landmine. 3rd week of the campaign. Funny thing, it was one of ours. We'd been retreating so fast we triggered our own defenses." Her antennae drooped. "Woke up in a field hospital. War was over 2 days later. Whole thing declared a territorial misunderstanding. For 1,000 dead over a misunderstanding." Jason's prosthetic hand clenched. "Kepler, 442 was a resource allocation dispute. 7,000 casualties. Turned out the resource in question was already depleted. We were fighting over an empty mine." They sat in silence for a moment, 2 broken soldiers from opposite sides of a pointless war, sharing a table in a forgotten cantina on a neutral station. "Why'd you come to me?" Jason finally asked. Emma tilted her head. "Because humans have a reputation. You lose a limb, you get a prosthetic and keep fighting. You lose a war, you rebuild and keep going. You face extinction, and somehow you thrive." She tapped her cheap prosthetic. "I wanted to know if it was true. If humans really are as resilient as the stories say." Jason looked at his mechanical arm, flexed the fingers. "You want to know the truth? Most days I can barely get out of bed. I have nightmares about kids, your kids, my kids, doesn't matter, caught in crossfire. This arm," he raised it. "It works better than the original, but I'd give anything to have the real one back, scars and all." "So the stories are lies?" "No." Jason met her eyes. "The stories miss the point. It's not that humans don't break. We break all the time. But here's what we figured out, maybe before most other species. Breaking isn't the end. You break, you hurt, you grieve. Then you wake up the next day, and you choose to keep going anyway." He leaned forward. "That cheap prosthetic you're wearing? It's insulting. You deserve better. But more than that, you deserve to demand better. Not because you're a victim, but because you survived. You're here. You made it. And making it counts for something." Emma's antennae straightened. "Just like that? Just choose to keep going? It's not just anything. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Some days you'll fail. Some days you'll want to quit. But humans learned a long time ago that falling down is easy. Getting back up is what makes you strong." Emma was quiet for a long moment. Then she raised her glass. "To getting back up?" Jason raised his own glass, prosthetic fingers steady on the condensation-slicked surface. "To getting back up. however many times it takes. Their glasses clinked, chitin and metal and flesh, enemy and ally, broken and healing. You know, Emma said, they have a clinic in the commercial sector. Does prosthetic upgrades. I've been saving, but I never had the courage to go in. Tomorrow, Jason said. We'll go tomorrow. Together. Why would you help me? Jason smiled, the first genuine smile he'd managed in months. Because that's what humans do. We've been climbing out of holes since we lived in caves. Might as well help someone else climb out too. As the evening wore on, other veterans began to notice. A Krell with burn scars. A human woman missing an eye. A Thalen with trauma nobody could see. One by one, they drifted over, pulled by the gravity of shared experience. And at the center of it all, Jason and Emma, once enemies, now something more important. Two people who understood that survival wasn't about being unbreakable, that IT was about breaking and choosing to mend. That was the human way. And maybe, Jason thought, it could be everyone's way.